it to a committee so we can, hear from everybody, both for and against.
So just for clarification on the county side, I have Sheriff Cochran here and others. You will not have the 10:30 public hearing today, correct?
No, we will.
Yeah.
Right.
And we look forward to hearing from y'all.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Wait, we're going to postpone the public hearing
Oh, no, you
until
can't.
it goes through
No.
committee?
we're gonna-
I didn't
we're
think
gonna
we
move
could.
forward. Right.
No.
We'll hear from
Okay, so
whoever
we'll
wants
have it.
to speak
Okay.
today. Right.
All right, good deal.
Public hearing to rezone property located at 4350 and 4362 Government Boulevard, northeast corner of Government Boulevard and Polaris Drive from R1 to B2.
Now, been used for this forever, and there was no opposition at Planning Commission, so expect none here.
Public hearing to rezone property located at 871 South Washington Avenue and 759 and 763 Pillings Avenue, east side of South Washington Avenue, 135 feet south of Pillings Avenue, extending to the south side of Pillings Avenue, 137 feet east of South Washington Avenue, from B3 and R2 to B3.
Madam Clerk, I believe that's going to be, I don't believe, I know that is District 3. I haven't heard but from one resident, but Ms. Rich, do you remember anybody saying anything about this particular?
I don't recall that there was opposition, but I could have missed it, or it doesn't stick out with me because it's a split zoning. The property's partially zoned, the B3 already.
And I don't have any objections against this because that particular area, I mean, it was like a tie shop on that one of the corners. And I believe that this company is just pretty much just trying to just more invest into the neighborhood. But again, we're just only one neighbor that I have heard from, but we'll hear from anybody else if they show up today. Thank you.
Okay. Public hearing to declare the structures at 324 Lexington Avenue, 605 Hickory Street, 624 Crawford Lane, 1164 Fry Street, 1204 Texas Street, 1365 Congress Street, 104 Dolphin Street, 1305, also known as 1303 South Ann Street, public nuisances, and ordering them demolished. We did hear from.
I was just gonna make a note that I think we're gonna hear from some citizens concerning 324 Lexington Avenue.
Right.
I have not heard from anyone else relative to any other of the addresses that are in District 2.
Mr. Manzi, this is David with Municipal Enforcement.
Yes, sir.
I've got some additional information. Municipal Enforcement would recommend that we table this for 60 days. And the reason being is we've received documentation from the property owner's attorney requesting an extension. They were delayed due to Hurricane Sally to file the proper paperwork due to this being an air property for her to have ownership rights to apply for a building permit. Their intention is to repair the structure, but they're looking for more time to clear up the ownership information.
I'm all for it. 60 days. Is that on 324 Lexington?
That is correct. 324 Lexington, table for 60 days.
I don't have one objection. Madam City Clerk.
Okay. Presentation of petitions and other communication to the council. We have Dr. Richardson and Damian Marks to address the council regarding the Police Citizens Community Relations Advisory Council and the various items that they feel that they need to function as a board.
If I could, Mr. Williams, were you about to say something?
I was going to ask y'all to comment because I heard y'all had spoke with them.
Well, we did. Council Vice President Small and I on Friday had about an hour-long discussion about the commission, the council, the advisory board, and the things that they would need in order to be successful. I in turn had a discussion with the administration about their request, and I believe Mayor Stimson, if he's on the line, a little before this meeting we talked, and he's going to address the administration's viewpoint in writing before the 10:30 meeting. So we had the meeting. They told us all that they were anticipating. We've relayed that to the administration, and we should know hopefully before 10:30 in writing what the game plan is or is not.
Okay.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
if I could go back, excuse me, if I could go back to Mr. Dolphinbaugh about 104 Dolphin Street and
Sure.
ask him to fill us in on that one.
Mr.
Yes,
Dolphinbaugh,
104 Dolphin Street. It currently is classified by municipal enforcement as an unsafe building. Currently, you'll see that if you drive down Dolphin Street in front of this location, that the road is blocked. I'm sorry, the sidewalk is completely blocked, and part of the road is blocked with barricades due to the fact that the front facial panels of that building are unsafe to the point where they're failing. We've had approximately 7 panels already fail and fall onto the overhang of the building with the concern that additional panels higher up are also failing. We can see this because there's evidence of rust where the attachment bolts are swelling from the rust. So all of the panels on the front Dolphin Street side of 104 Dolphin Street need to be removed as soon as possible. And that's why we have it on the agenda today to secure the building. The city's position is if the owner does not take appropriate action, that the city will hire a structural engineer, develop a set of plans, and go forward with removing those panels and storing them within the building so that the owner of the building can follow up with the proper permitting of the city of Mobile to finish the project and replace the panels.
And this is the building with the false front?
I'm not sure it's a false front, but it does have a facade. Through the records I've have access to, that the building was constructed in 1957, 58.
Oh, okay.
And those panels, they're concrete panels. They look like little marble. They're 4 by 2.5 panels on the front, and they're decorative. And currently, they're failing. Any one of them could fall at any time, and it's causing an unsafe condition for those traveling on Dolphin Street. And we need, the city's position is immediate action needs to be taken. But I also want to follow up that the owner of the building has consulted with 3 different engineers. He has emailed us a plan. His attorney has emailed us a plan, but he has not submitted for a commercial repair permit as of today. And that's why we're compelled to move forward with the city council to have discussions whether this is a public nuisance in order it to be secured. And what I'm looking for, again, is to remove those panels, which are cosmetic, from the front of the building and store them inside of the building until the owner can follow up with proper permitting requirements to repair them and put them back up.
And David, I was just trying to figure out if there was a 19th century facade behind those panels, and apparently not.
No, it is not. The building was constructed in 1957, so it is not an older structure with old Mobile brick behind it. That is not the case.
This is right across the street from what it looks like the Alliance building. I don't know, but it is. And that's like a 4-story building. And there looks like there's 50 of those panels.
Correct. I estimated a little bit more than that, closer to 70. Actually, I estimated about 174 panels.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Lots of panels.
Yeah, some are smaller than others. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Wow.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I would like for us to go back to presentation of petitions and other communications.
Sure.
Can you share with us what it is that Dr. Richardson and Mr. Marks was wanting that the council should do?
So, say that again, Mr. Richardson.
I said, can you discuss with us? I'm over to presentation of petition and other communications with the council. You said you and Vice President Small met with Dr. Richardson and Mr. Marks. Can you share with us what was their concerns?
Well, their concern, it really boiled down to resources. They wanted the request was for a professional Zoom account that they might conduct meetings, and the public up to 100 persons could participate. They wanted a city email so that persons could communicate with them with an official city email address. They requested, and Mr. Vice President, if I get something, I want you to help me out. They wanted a phone, some semblance of a way, whether it was a city number or a cellular device that would allow citizens to communicate with them. Wanted a website and or a tab on the city's website where citizens could communicate their concerns and issues, and they would know where to go, and it would be official. And then one of the last things that were discussed was a badge or an ID of some sort, so that as they might travel and walk up and down various streets of the city, that people would know that these aren't just stragglers, but persons who are officially connected with the city through this council. And they submitted all of that to us in writing. And so I, in turn, met with them along with Vice President Small and have since articulated their concerns to the administration. And then they're going to, the mayor committed to running it by legal. And once it's been run by legal, they will have an idea of how we would move forward.
Also, Council Manzi, President, I did talk to my appointee also, and they still coming on this morning to address the council, as far as addressing the council as far where they stand at now, as far as in taking the police runs, going out with the policemen and settle what all that they are doing. That's what they can present to us at 10:30. But any additional question that the council do have at that time, you are more than welcome to, ask them when they come up, to us at 10:30. Majority of the stuff that they had concerns about, really you need the administration for. And pretty much President Manzi said that, the mayor is going to put something in, in letter in black and white to us before 10:30. So therefore we will have some answers. And if we have some questions towards the committee, we can ask the president and the chairman and the vice chair of that committee at 10:30 after we receive the communications from the mayor's office.
I totally agree with you, Mr. Vice President. It was what we intended to be kind of a short engagement really led to a lengthy and very productive discussion. It's certainly clear that they intend to be active and want to take the role serious. And we both were appreciative of that. But as the Vice President alluded to, 95% of what they would want would have to be things accommodated by the administration. And so we've apprised them of their desires and their requests, and hopefully we'll hear shortly on how we'll move forward.
All right.
We also have, Reggie Hill signed for agenda items, 02-032-08-713, 31-718, 60-732, 08-740, 744, and 08-751. Essential COVID items held over, 02032, ordinance to establish salaries for the City of Mobile elected officials for the term beginning November 2021.
Can I address that, if it's okay?
Ms. Rich?
Thank you, appreciate it. I had made a suggestion about capping it at no more than $500 above what a starting patrol officer makes. It's in line somewhat and it's certainly an improvement, which I don't disagree after the number of years. And I believe that everybody is extremely busy at these jobs, and we are not deciding this for this council. It would not start until the next term. But that was something that was a benchmark for me back in '97, and I really haven't changed my mind about the part-time job that this council holds by, the constitutional amendment that created our government. And so is there any interest in having that second and voted on? I had those numbers. I sent it to, I got them from Paul. I don't know if Paul is in the audience now because I haven't looked at the list of who's present. But is that something that this council would entertain, is capping that instead of the amount that adds up as is suggested under this current ordinance as written?
Mr. President.
Mr. Richardson?
As you know, this is my last tenure on the council. I would just like to say that had we adopted that formula in 1997, the council would be making today about $25,000. If we had adopted that formula, the same formula, if we had adopted that in 1997, today this council would be making about $25,000.
No, it's gone up.
The point I'm making, you can say that, but the police officers going to continue to get raises. The council is going to be frozen in time. So we are not to be trying to look at no police officer. Police officers, every time the mayor recommend a raise, the police officer salary going up, your salary going to be frozen in ice. So
No, not if the ordinance is written so that it would reflect changes to that salary level. This is a part-time job. Theirs is full-time. I'm not equating the two in the least, but because it is a part-time job and doesn't stipulate that anyone can't do other things and gain a salary or make additional funds, like some of the different ordinances that set salaries for elected official. This is part-time. So again, it's keeping in pace with being respectful of what the job entails, but at the same time, it's not going above for a part-time job. And I sent some information to the council about what an average part-time job is in the city of Mobile. And it's not anything close to what's being suggested as a council salary for a part-time job. I'm just trying to make it something that's more reasonable and in keeping. And if you are concerned that it would freeze, it could be written that when those are increased, so would the council's salary. So again, it's a sense that I have about the job, and I'm not saying it's an easy job or one that doesn't require a lot of time, but it is a part-time job. And that's something to keep in mind when you're setting the salary of the position. So that's where I'm going, and that's pretty much where I would be coming from. If it's not going to be entertained, I won't bring it up. I just wanted to discuss it to see what the sense was on the council for the salary increase for council. The mayor's is in keeping with the rest of the state, so I don't have a problem with that. It's strictly the council's reimbursement. And by law, we're required to have 48 meetings. We could have more in a calendar year on it and use every Tuesday, but the law is clear. It is 48 meetings. And some councils do, and we've done additional meetings. Whereas if we get away from that breakdown of per meeting and the monthly salary, it would just be in keeping with the officers that come on board to offer their full-time services to the city of Mobile. I'm done.
Mr. President,
Mr. Richardson?
anything you say, anything you council members say, people are gonna claim that you arguing for a raise. They can't say that about me because I'm not coming back on. I said that to say this: the only way a council member can be part-time is that you can clock off. People who say they part-time, they clock out and go home. Once you are elected, you are on the clock for 4 years. You can't get off the clock. You're on the clock for 4 years. You can't tell no citizens, listen, I'm part-time, I'm off the clock right now. I'm so sorry, I can't entertain. You can't do that. And when we started out, we had a beeper. Citizens could not contact us in 1997. Once we left City Hall, we were through. They couldn't contact us. Now they got about 15 different ways that they can contact us. Our work is not done once we in no different time period. I'm up all during the night answering emails and texts and you name it. What was thought, what the legislature thought was part-time in 1985. It is not that anymore. It has grown past that. Now, we can't declare that to be true now. So I'm through with that.
Any further discussion? If not, Madam City Clerk.
08711, approved purchase order to Draeger for exterior live firefighting training system. 08712, approved purchase order to Target Solutions for annual license renewal for training, workforce management, and equipment inspection software. 08713, approved purchase order to Sun South LLC for 2 John Deere tractors for parts maintenance. 21716, authorized contract with Train US for AHU3 VAV clean out Gulf Coast Explorium. 31718, amend the HUD action plan CDBG to allocate additional CARES Act funding. 37719, revoke business license held by Deepwater Marketing for rooming boarding houses at 259, 261, and 263 South Broad Street. 6731.
Mr. President, were we going to hear from anyone else in the administration about this today? I thought we had mentioned that last week, possibly hearing from someone, just as another overview before we voted.
I am hopeful that will take place. That has not been confirmed, but we made the request, and I'm hopefully Mr. Woods would be available to go over this specific item, or either a public safety director, Barbara. We'll check on that between now and 10:30.
Also, we mentioned about finding out if any permits had been pulled for making those changes. That I guess last time when we pulled the license from the former owner, we were given a lot of documentation about code violations. And this gentleman, through his lawyer, represented that he's made changes, but the city should be aware of those changes. So were we going to get some kind of background on any permits that had been pulled to make the building more amenable instead of having people living under staircases and things that we, were made aware of last time?
The request was made last week
Okay.
for all of that information, and I'm hopeful that between now and 10:30, that they'll be supplied.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
6731, approve recommendation to sell 2433 Ridge Road North. 6732, urge mayor to present a capital budget amendment which distributes capital funds equally among all 7 council districts. Essential COVID items introduced for the first time. 64033, ordinance to rezone property located at 871 South Washington Avenue and 759 and 763 Pillings Avenue. 64034, ordinance to rezone a property located at 4350 and 4362 Government Boulevard. 01738, authorized agreement with Osprey Initiative for the EPA Gulf of Mexico Trash-Free Waters Grants Project, $240,000. 03739, appoint Robert Adams to the Mobile Police Citizens Community Relations Advisory Council. 08740, approve purchase order to AutoNation Ford Mobile for one 2020 Ford Escape for the motor pool, $22,400. 08741, approve purchase order to Deere and Company for 2 utility vehicles, $22,392.06. 08742, 743, 744, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51 are approving purchase orders to Stevers Ford Lincoln for 2 4x4 trucks, $32,564. To Aardvark for a robot package for the police department, $67,923.75. To Serviceware Apparel for 385 uniform shirts, $17,806.25. To Century Industries for hydraulic stage for special events, $157,995. To Coro Medical for 24 external defibrillators, $36,360. To Serviceware Apparel for 550 uniform shirts, to $26,218.50. To Furno Washington Inc. for 11 ambulance stretchers, $292,237.99. To Home Depot.
Hold on, Madam Clerk. I would like to have some comment on that one. 08748. For 11 ambulance stretchers for almost $250,000. It's going to come to $26,500 a piece for a stretcher. If you go up to 08740, we're purchasing a Ford Escape, a car that can drive, you can crank up and roll and all. We're just paying $22,000 for that. And we got a stretcher that is not motorized. Why are we? Somebody needs to tell me, why are we paying $26,500 for a stretcher and $22,000 for automobile? Why is a stretcher costing us $26,500? What kind of stretcher is that?
Maybe we can have Jeremy at the next meeting.
Okay.
Next
It is
week.
powered.
John Wayne is on.
But
It's a very
power to go up and down.
Guys, this is a stretch. They're replacing all the stretchers and all the ambulances. These are powered stretchers that lift themselves up. The patients we're getting are now becoming much heavier, and the firefighters have had a lot of back strains. So they bought these things, these units that will lift the patient up, and it's also got all the attachments and everything to secure it in the ambulance. Plus, it's got just about everything that goes with each of the stretchers.
Okay, it has hydraulic. I'm in on that.
Yes, sir.
But if we bid this off, I mean, somebody could, this is quite a bit for a stretcher.
Mr. Richard, we put a sealed bid out for this, and we got 2 responses. One vendor did not meet the specifications, and the other one, which is what we're buying, did meet the specifications. Yeah.
Just to get what they need, cost a lot of money, like everything else, some sticker shock. But if this is what they need in order to take care of all of our citizens, and it's the latest state of the art, I mean, they know more than we do about what they need, and because it costs what it does, you know, it's like everything else.
Yeah. On top of that, folks, medical equipment is like some other stuff. It's just by nature more expensive than some things you'd expect. There's also a service plan on this thing.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
I was hopeful that they would know more than me. That's the reason I didn't want to remain in ignorance. I'm asking them because they know. If I had known, I wouldn't ask them nothing. I'm asking because I don't know. To me, this appears to be unreasonable. Just because it can go up and down, it appears to be unreasonable. I'm not saying I'm voting against it. I'm telling you how I feel about it.
Yeah. Everything's expensive these days, that's for sure.
Madam City Clerk.
Approved purchase order 08749, approved purchase order to Home Depot commercial account for 20 dining tables and 80 side chairs for the convention center, $52,020.
Excuse me. Can I talk about that one or get some more information? Because it was $357 for each chair, and I think a little over $1,000 for each of the 44-inch tables. And that did seem excessive for a Home Depot product. But if somebody can tell me exactly why it's so much money for these products to go at the convention center.
Ain't that expensive, Bess?
$57K for 80 chairs and 20 tables.
Well, first off, this is not a regular Home Depot. This is a commercial division. And
Okay.
these were commercial duty chairs and tables that will stand up to the wear and tear that they get at these conventions. They just get bounced around and everything. And this is what the convention center had asked for us to try to get for them.
So this was also sealed bids as well?
I believe we bought this off a co-op, ma'am.
Okay. It just seemed like it was really high for side chairs and a dining table. So, okay.
This would, I think we could probably arrange with the fire department and the convention center with these unusually and justifiably questionable purchases that we do something, make ourselves available. Maybe it's during the pre-council next week that they drag these things out and show us what they look like. Get a demo, because I agree on both cases. That's just all. It is a lot of money, and we shouldn't just say, as Fred said, because we don't know and they know, so therefore we should. In this case, both are justified to either. I think and if it takes 2 weeks, then we wait 2 weeks before we make a purchase. These are neither emergency purchases.
Well, just keep in mind that what we've been seeing is the commercial stuff is more expensive than a lot of the homeowner stuff. So just keep that in mind as you look at this.
Especially if we pay for it. If every municipality, pays $300 for a chair, the price of chairs will soon be $350. So We just gotta be
By the
smart.
way, this is also outside seating. This is not inside seating.
Excuse me?
This is outside furniture for all the deck out there for the
Yep.
Civic Center. I mean, Convention Center.
Yeah, that's going to increase the price quite a bit. If it's,
Oh, well, now we've got a whole different story. And
yeah.
That's a
when
different
it-
story.
Yeah, I didn't read that into any of the contract that I was,
I didn't
you
either.
know, I didn't see that. I just saw the amount and saw, thinking side chairs and a 44-inch table. And yes, I guess the outdoor patio stuff. But it would be nice to have details and maybe pictures of items so that it explains what we're asked to approve.
Yeah, I thought the price was a little steep on the furniture myself, but if you spend any time pricing, quality outdoor furniture, especially something that's going to be used in an industrial setting, I think that's probably what you're going to have to pay.
All right.
Any further discussion? Madam City Clerk?
08750, approved purchase order to Utilicom Supply Associates for 50 traffic signals and 6 Pelco flasher cabinets, $21,977.48. 08751, approved purchase order to Truck Equipment Sales for a crew cab dump truck, $58,998. 21752, authorized contract with Michael Baker International for engineering services associated with Beauregard Street at CSX Railroad Bridge, repair and painting, $135,300. 21753, authorized 3-year service contract with Johnson Controls for chiller service and maintenance at various City of Mobile facilities, $145,688 per year. 21754, authorized service contract with Fidelity Ports and Maritime for upgrades to the master control systems for the movable gangway at the cruise terminal, $135,000. 21755, authorized contract with Watermark Design Group for Fire Training Center Administration Classroom Building Phase 2, $45,885. 31756, authorize a grant application to the State of Alabama Healthcare and Emergency Response Provider COVID-19 Relief Grant Fund, $15,000. 37757 and 758 are recommending approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a retail beer, table wine, off-premises only license for Toots Convenience Store on Barrett's Lane, and for retail beer, table wine, off-premises only license for Strategic Solutions and Services on Azalea Road. 4759 through 766 are declaring the structures public nuisances and ordering them demolished. I'll read 759 separately. 47767, assent to the vacation of a portion of South Conception Street west of Metro Jail, and 768, assenting to the vacation of a portion of South Emmanuel Street east of Metro Jail. 58769, assess cost for removal of weeds, repeat Weedling Group 41. 6770, authorized applications agreement and cost for APWA and CAPRA accreditation.
Could I ask Colonel DeLapp to tell us what that's about? If he's on.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if he's on, Joe.
And the only reason I ask is I'm just wondering if this is something we can take up today or not.
Um,
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear, but we
Yeah.
haven't gotten a request to do that. So, we really haven't gotten a request to take it up.
prepared to
Okay.
do that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's just skip it then.
Yeah, I need some conversation on that one.
Okay.
I've got 2 points I'd like to make, if I may, Mr. President. First of
Go ahead,
all,
go ahead, Ms. Williams.
on the vacations, I am not going to be in town next week, and I would like to visit with the sheriff and the county folks and go to the site, and maybe y'all would share in that visit to see what we're doing, because we're going to hear a lot about what it's going to do, and then we're going to hear about what it's not going to do, and I think on site's going to be the best place to do it. I'll make the motion for a 2-week layover. If it's the will of the council, then that'd be such. And the last one should be appointing or replacing Keisha Davis, not reappointing Keisha Davis.
I don't have George Hunter.
George Hunter, that's right.
Okay.
It's on the printed agenda, is what I'm looking at. I'm sorry. I know it changed on the electronic agenda, but on the printed agenda, if you go to the PDF, it's still got a Keisha on.
Oh.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I appreciate y'all.
No problem, Ms. Williams.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
since we're going to lay over that one item for 2 weeks, we'll just get together with everybody on the Administrative Services Committee to determine when will be the best time to hold our meeting. I was thinking we would do it sooner rather than later, but we can hold off a bit if we need to.
Sounds
It's
great to me.
2 items.
They're
Two
two
items,
items.
Gina.
Well, yeah,
They're companions.
okay, yeah. And don't we have meetings after council next week? Do we not? Don't we have a finance committee meeting? I was going to try to look at the calendar and talk about it a little bit.
Entitlement.
Well,
Yeah,
I think there's entitlement today after
Yeah.
council meeting, and then
And next week we've got public safety. Is that
No, next week we have the finance committee meeting on the street closings. Or maybe that's not finance, it's public safety, I
yeah,
guess.
public safety on street closings?
That's on the street closings, yeah.
And don't you have the food truck committee meeting coming up?
that's over in November, isn't it?
Yeah. The 20th, yeah. October 20th. October 20th.
Okay.
I'm glad we went over that because I didn't have it on my calendar.
Yeah, okay, I've got it at noon.
I do, I have it. Yeah, I have it. It's after the city council meeting on October 20th.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
That's entitlement, Joel.
No,
Pardon me?
entitlement is today.
It's today.
Entitlements today.
Okay.
That's the finance committee on the food trucks. That's October 20th. Can we go back over this and figure out which ones we're going to take up today? Which would be 03739, Point Robert Adams.
It's not necessary, but if we can, yeah.
Then, we generally handle these appointments. We generally wait.
Mayor's got an appointment in there to the police advisory,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, isn't it?
and then
Yes.
we have alcohols.
Then, how about this one, 31756, authorize a grant application to the State of Alabama Healthcare and Emergency Response Provider Grant Relief Program.
I'm in favor of it.
I ain't got nothing against it.
Yeah, grant
You
money,
got-
let's go.
Yep, send it.
Then you got the 2 ABC applications. Then you got the declaring the structures. She's going to read out 4759 separate. We're going to go ahead and take it up today, but she's going to read it out separately, so we hold it over 60 days.
Mhm.
Then we got 58769 assessed costs, and we got 03771 of Keisha Davis. I think that's all.
Keisha Davis gets deleted. The reappointment into the library board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got George Hunter. You
What's
got
up?
George Hunter.
Up here, we're appointing Robert on No, well, George, can we correct the agenda?
It's been corrected.
Okay.
So it's not Keisha Davis?
No.
It's not.
No,
It's George Hunter.
George Hunter.
George Hunter.
George is
For
on
the
the
library
agenda?
board, the last item.
Last item is George Hunter.
It's George
03761
It
is,
Which one you're looking at? Yeah.
The
George
last
Hunter.
one.
the number stays the same, so.
Right. Again, if
Okay.
you look at the PDF, it's different than if you look at the electronic copy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
And
then I read,
colleagues, I'm
reading
sorry, go ahead, Madam
47, reading 47, 76, and 78 separately so that, we can, lay those over for 2 weeks, right?
That's
right.
correct. Please.
So we're going to take those up and then hold them over for 2 weeks? Is that the idea?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Got to vote on 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to have to pay it today.
Colleagues, I have some updated information as it relates to the South Broad Street properties. The current owner has not applied for any permits to do construction work at the Broad Street location. That's that. And then I've been in communication with Mr. Woods, and he has indicated to me that outside of what he presented during the initial public hearing, he does not have anything to add. Where are we, Madam City Clerk? Is that the end of the agenda?
Yes, that's the end.
Do we have any further commentary during this pre-council meeting? If not, we will see each other at 10:30.
Okay, you can just turn your video and, mute your, device if you want. I'm not gonna sign off.
Stop.
John Stroke will go ahead and end the, YouTube. Oh, let's see.
An extra agenda.
I don't think so. Hi, Miss Ellis? Hold on. Miss Ellis? Oh, it's still not connected. No, her audio is connecting.
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
This morning at the pre-meeting,